Today, I'm going to be showing you guys the best new car customizations in Southwest Florida. Some of you are probably thinking, Joji, what do you mean by new? These 2 SUVs, these 4 classic cars, and these 4 supercars. I'm going to be showing you guys the best, the cleanest, the nicest customizations for these new cars. But before we dive into that, please hit the like and subscribe button, as I'm trying to get to 100k subs before 2023. So yeah, please do that. So starting off with our first car, we're going to get the Porsche 911 GT2RS. Now for this build, I'm going to be going for like a race car build. So starting off with the paint, I'm actually going to make this car blue. Then for engine, I'm going to get stage 3. For forced induction, I'm not going to be touching that. Brakes, we're going to get race brakes. Then weight, I'm going to get a race weight reduction. Tires, I'm going to keep it as normal. Transmission, we're going to get a race transmission. Now for the suspension, I'm going to lower the pre-comp to about 100. And then for the rear, I'm going to lower it to 150. And that is how the suspension looks. Now for the wheel width, I'm going to bring out the wheels to 145. And then in the rear, I'm going to bring them out to also 145. And that is how the wheels look. Drivetrain, I'm not going to touch. Going to keep it rear wheel drive. Differential, I'm going to keep it how it is. Steering, going to keep how it is. Gearing, I'm going to keep how it is. Now for the rims, I'm going to go over here to the Euro spec rims, and I'm going to put on these ones right here. I think these black rims look really nice. And you know what? I'm actually going to change the color to gray. I think the gray looks really nice. And then that is my Porsche 911 GT2RS build. It's also really quick and fun to drive around. Now for our next car, we got the Noble right here. Now for the color, I'm going to make this thing blue. I'm going to give the engine stage 1 upgrades, and then for forced induction, I'm going to give it stage 1 turbocharging. Now for brakes, I'm going to give it sport brakes. Now for weight, I'm only going to get a street reduction. Tires, I'm going to keep them how they are. Transmission, I'm not going to touch. Suspension, I'm going to lower a little bit, only to 320 in the front, and then 340 in the back. Then for the wheel width, I'm going to make it 94 in the front and 26 in the back. And then for the rest of this stuff, I'm not going to be touching. Now for the wheels, if we go over here to the stand section and we find these wheels right here, I'm going to be going with these. I just think the blue on the white looks really nice. And this is my Noble M600. And by the way, this car is also a really good race car and drift car once you turn off traction control. Also, make sure you keep watching this video to the end because it keeps getting better and better. Now for our next car, we got the Plymouth right here. Now for the paint, I'm going to be keeping it green. For the engine, I'm going to give it stage 2 upgrades. Now for some reason, I want to put a supercharger in this thing, so I'm going to get a stage 1 supercharger. Now for brakes, I'm going to go with the street brakes. Weight, I'm going to get a sport weight reduction, so this thing is now 4,000 pounds. Tires, I'm going to get drift tires. I want to slide around in this thing. You'll see why at the end of this video. Transmission, I'm going to get a sports transmission. Suspension, I'm going to lower the front suspension to 450. And then for the rear suspension, I'm going to lower it to 575. And that is how the suspension looks. Now for the wheel width, I'm going to make it 300 and 300. I know these wheels are pretty wide. For the drivetrain, we're not going to touch. Differential, we're not going to touch. Steering, we're not going to touch. Same goes for gearing. Now for the wheels, let's go to classic. Then if you find yourself on these wheels, you have definitely got the wheels that I'm going to be using. So let's buy those. And this is my drift Plymouth. Let me show you this drift beast. So take a listen to the supercharger we got. Sounds nice, okay? But look at this. Look how good this car is at drifting. It is honestly so fun to drift this thing, and I recommend you guys trying it out. Like, look how cool this thing is. It's very easy to control, and it just doesn't stop drifting. I could just go side to side easy on the road. Now for our next car, we got the GMC Yukon. I myself is going to be making this car an insane off-roader. Let me show you guys. So for the color, I'm going to get this beautiful gray / silver, whatever you want to call it. Then for the performance, I'm going to get a stage 2 engine. That is it. I'm going to get no turbocharging, no supercharging. Brakes, I'm going to get street brakes. For the weight, I'm not going to get a weight reduction. Then for tires, I'm going to keep them how they are, stock. Transmission, I'm going to get a sports transmission. Suspension, I'm going to raise this thing to 1,000 in the front and 1,000 in the rear. So that is how the suspension looks. Then for the tires, I'm going to make them 170 in the rear and 170 in the front. Then for drivetrain, we're not going to touch. Differential, we're not going to touch. Steering, we're not going to touch. And gearing, we're not going to touch. We're going to leave those alone. Now for wheels, we're going to want to go to off-road, and we're going to get these bronze wheels right here. And you have yourself an off-road GMC Yukon. Look at this thing, dude. This thing is good at off-roading. You guys should try it out. Hey, you. Yes, I'm talking about you. Make sure you guys follow my Twitch, okay? Because I'm going to be streaming there a bunch more. Make sure you guys follow that to stay updated with a bunch of streams. I'm going to be playing a bunch of other games over there on my Twitch. The link is going to be down below. So if you guys could go follow that, I would really appreciate it. Anyways, let's go back into the video. Now for our next car, we got the Aston Martin Vantage V12. For the paint job, I'm going to be making this thing white. For the performance, I'm going to give this thing a stage 1 engine upgrade. Forced induction, not going to touch. Brakes, I'm going to give it street brakes. For weight, I'm going to get a street reduction. Tires, I'm going to be leaving them alone. Transmission, I'm going to get street transmission. For the suspension, I'm going to be getting 420 in the front and 435 in the rear. And that is how the suspension looks. So for wheel width, I'm going to make it 34 in the rear and 71 in the front. And then we're going to leave the rest alone. Now for the wheels, if we make our way down to the Euro section and we see these BBS wheels, we're going to be using these. And this is my Aston Martin Vantage V12. So I've saved the best for last. The Volkswagen van, fellas. So for the paint job, I'm going to be making this thing red because it's iconic. For performance, I'm going to get stage 3, okay? Then for the forced induction, I'm going to get a stage 3 supercharger. Then for brakes, we're going to get race brakes. For weight, I'm going to get a race weight reduction. For tires, I'm going to get drift tires. For transmission, we're going to get a race transmission. Now for suspension, we're going to drop it all the way in the front and the back. We're just going to drop it all the way. Now for wheel width, we are going to make them as skinny as possible. So minus 400 on both. The wheels should look like this. Now for the drivetrain, we're going to keep it on rear-wheel drive. For the gearing, actually, we're gonna make it a bit longer, so I'm gonna put it on 3.4. Now for the wheels, if we come over here to classic and we get these ones right here, these are the ones I'm going to be using. And we have got my Volkswagen van. Take a look at the wheels, but let me show you the big surprise with this car. It is a drift monster, okay? This thing can drift so good. Look. I know, this is not something you see every day, but look at it drift at least, dude. This thing is crazy. Oh my. I mean, it's not bad at drifting. Like, look at this right here, dude. This thing could definitely swing some corners. By the way, this last one right here, this was a troll. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Go buy the new merch, link down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.